She's new? Fairly new?
Well, she was recently admitted.
Okay.
But she's been with us for some time, so she
Yeah, I missed the yesterday chance to mow, today chance to mow, now there's gonna be rain.
Yeah, now we have like one.
And I thought I could do it Saturday and now that changed to rain.
Oh, is it Saturday afternoon maybe? But by then there's gonna be so
Yeah,
much
but it's
water.
gonna be
around.
so wet,
I know.
then I'm gonna slip and slide and everything else.
They're saying 1 to 3 inches.
When?
Tomorrow, Saturday times, yeah.
Yeah, so he's.
So
The ground is wet
We're out
right
and
now.
it's time.
Okay. All right, welcome to the May 8th Pawling Joint Sewer Commission meeting. If you could please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hopefully everyone was able to read the minutes. Can I get a motion for the April 10th meeting minutes?
I'll make that motion.
No, second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, and can I get a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented for April?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
aye.
All right, I'll make the motion to approve payment of the April vouchers and prepaid vouchers in the amount of $358,936.90.
No, second.
Any discussion?
No.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to transfer the let me try that again. $358,936.90 from the O&M account to the checking account to pay the April 2025 vouchers and prepaid vouchers. Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve payment in the amount of $1,440 to Cedarwood Engineering from the ASPCA escrow account.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. So now we are at reference 32.25. It's a quote from ADP Automation Corporation. Skid water system VFD number 1 replacement, $4,112.
If you want.
Uh,
Kyle to speak about it.
Kyle or
Sorry, I
Brian?
actually don't think I ever got that quote
This is all I got.
from Arnaldo. So the VFD, I had called him in on emergency to get the quote to.
Can you come up here because that's where the mic is?
Yeah. So I called him in on emergency because that VFD for that pump, number 1, was not working. There was a problem with a sensor. When we applied power to the sensor just to try and jump it, it still wouldn't go, so we know that there was a problem with the VFD. He was able to take VFD from 2 and put it to pump 1 so that we would get the plant water back. That was the only thing that I knew. He was going to send me a quote for a VFD number 1 replacement. I have not gotten to look at that or double check on that price as of right now.
So
We can table it.
do we want to table this?
I would table that, yeah, that
Okay.
seems a little...
High?
Listen, Arnaldo's very good, and I think he's got good prices, I just want to verify.
I would appreciate that.
Yep.
All right,
I think-
so then can I get a
You agree?
motion to table reference 3225 to next month? Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that's tabled. Reference 33.25. This is a resolution to accept Cedarwood Environmental Services as the new operator of the wastewater treatment plant. I'd like to approve this resolution. However, a thorough review of the proposal has not been completed, correct?
Yes, I believe we just got an updated
Yes, an
proposal,
updated
so we'll do a
proposal.
thorough review, but we'd like to move forward with a resolution authorizing you to to essentially execute a substantially same format. If there's, anything further that comes about, we'll have to address it, perhaps reapprove. But I believe we can move forward with this contract, getting it an authorization for signature, subject to attorney review at this time.
Okay.
Okay. So I can just read the resolved parts of the resolution. So now, therefore be resolved, the subject to attorney review, the commission accepts the proposal submitted by Cedarwood Environmental Services, Inc. to serve as the professional operator of the sewer system. Now therefore be it further resolved that after review and approval of the proposed agreement by the commission's attorneys, the chair is hereby authorized to execute an agreement with Cedarwood Environmental Services to serve as the professional operator of the sewer system.
Roll call.
So let's do roll call, yeah.
Chair Lori Taylor.
Aye.
Vice Chair Jerry LaCasio.
Aye.
Commissioner John Berwager.
Aye.
Commissioner Stephen Pizzella.
Aye.
Commissioner Guzzo is absent. James McCarthy, Commissioner James McCarthy.
Aye.
And Corinne Pitt is absent, Commissioner Pitt.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Oh, that's the same one. Okay.
Exhibit A.
Okay. So now we are to reference 34.25. So that's the actual agreement. Do we make a motion on that as well? When we just did the resolution?
No, it's within the resolution. I
Okay.
think we just.
It's Exhibit A.
All right.
Exactly, attached it as an exhibit.
Okay, thank you. All right, reference 36.25, the Hawk quote for new DO probe and sensor guard for $3,633. Is this the best?
That is both the price from Hawk directly and USA Blue Book. It's the same price.
Same price, okay, but we felt, if I remember correctly, we felt it was best to get it directly from Hawk.
I would agree, because USA Blue Book just purchases them from Hawk and they sit on a shelf. Sometimes they go out of warranty, then you have to deal with Blue Book instead of Hawk directly. So it's easier to get just from Hawk.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions regarding this?
Is this replacement, is this something that goes in time?
This one in particular, there's a 2-inch pipe that it holds, must have broken and was scraping against something underneath that we didn't see.
Okay.
So this one was scraped clean. You wouldn't typically have to replace the whole probe. It'll happen, I guess, from time to time. The yearly service on those would be you get a replacement cap, which we have in stock. But this one, when we went to go service it and replace the cap, had been wearing for some time.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, can I get a motion to approve the purchase of this replacement?
I'll second.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay. This is coming up. I don't know, Jimmo, do you have anything for ASPCA?
No,
Okay.
nothing.
Brian, do you have an update?
Just that the Dutchess County Health Department did approve, the final tie-in is built to plan to spec. They're waiting for something on the water, but as far as sewer, they are authorized to turn on. So as soon as they get their water approval, you guys are good to go. We open the valve, they can start discharging.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Brian, I have a question on the water for ASPCA. Where do they receive the water from?
I think they have their own well.
Yeah, they have a
They have
well.
their own well on the back of the property.
And is that metered or is the sewer directly metered?
The water is metered, and they have to put one of the reeds, the village reeds on it, the system, so we can
Right.
code it,
Yeah.
So that's been done.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. All right, and shed house sewer hookup, what's the status of that?
Next week, I think we heard it.
That's what she said.
We don't have a date though, right?
She still hasn't given us a date. I keep asking for a date, and she says, I don't have a date. And then she said, but it'll be next week, so.
I'll reiterate, I think I said it to you guys, and I know you sent it to them. They do need to put in another dig request before they, okay,
Thank you for that reminder.
of course.
Yeah, that's important. Okay. And 28 Walnut sewer hookup, that I believe is scheduled for the 21st? And we're gonna do the dig on the 20th. Okay. Okay. We're all set though for that, correct? Yeah, okay. All right. Anybody have any questions regarding that? Okay. Attorney's report, do you have anything?
I think we mentioned it already. We'll be taking a look at that contract for you.
Thank you. And,
Just real quick, I did talk to Nancy last night
Okay.
about Cedar Valley, and I know she's been speaking, I believe, with you,
With Hannah from my.
with Hannah, sorry. And I don't know where we are with that. It sounds
I don't.
like that the two of them are going back and forth on things, so I didn't know
Okay.
if you had any information, because Nancy really didn't have any information for me last night.
okay.
Other than the next step may be to reach out to the attorneys at Cedar.
I think we're formalizing a plan with Nancy. It's
Okay.
my understanding that I'm actually going to get an update from Hannah. And
Okay.
then we'll circle back.
Very good.
Okay.
So you'll
Okay.
let all of us know at some point.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Progress.
Yep. As long as the attorneys are handling it, you will get taken care of.
I'm just gonna switch the order because Kyle's standing at the podium. You'll be coming to the podium next, so we'll just hop over Brian and we'll go with the sewer operators report, Kyle?
Okay, so as you can see, if you looked at the report that I submitted, most of the things that we've been doing have been pretty status quo. April 25th and 6th, or 4th and 5th, the Saturday, Sunday, we needed to do an emergency clean, or as much as we could, on the post EQ tank because the filters were starting to pull in sludge. Now, the post EQ tank has been something of a problem now for a number of, at least I know, a couple of months, and I believe going back even years, just because of both the design of the plant and just how you're able to even get into the tank, to the point where we were trying to get a ladder and platforms and other things. I know we've been talking about it for some time. Even though I was able to clean all but 6 inches out of the bottom of that tank, it's still not enough. I need to get a company in, Cook, Savaries, somebody, and a couple of trucks. I can get that tank down as far as I can, but then we have to haul out whatever's left. It has to be cleaned out. It's the only thing standing between me and the full compliance of the speed use permit at that point. I don't know if some of you may know, but part of this that we've had to do is actually bypass influent almost straight through and blend with the 2 SBRs that were passing to go to the post EQ to keep a hydraulic load on the post EQ so that we could actually keep flow going through the plant. And that's what was happening to me on that Saturday and Sunday, is we basically had no flow going through the plant. So I was proud of my team. We came together to get that done, but realistically, the only thing now that needs to be done where we can have forward progress is to clean that out. Each foot is about 12,000 gallons. I think I can get it down to about 3 feet, which puts you at about 12 trucks, something like that. Obviously, if I'm able to pump anything back or filter as much as I can through to keep that to an absolute minimum, like we did, I can do that. We've also been working on dropping SBR3 to give us some more room to go back into that, because I wound up using all of the tankage that I had available and manually decanting the plant to even keep it running that night from Saturday to Sunday, to then get us back into basically where we've been. It made no forward progress. So I really do need to get someone else in. I don't know if I can get you some quotes or what to do with that, but I mean, I can get a per truck quote. I don't know what we want to do with it.
So now, is that also leading to, so I received some complaints over the weekend for odor and for
Grayness, right?
grayness in the stream, and so is that,
Yes, this is why, 100%. Basically, we're blending influent with what we have, and then we're getting it filtered out. But if you look at the report there at the first page of the results, I mean, your TSS on your effluent's 46, you're supposed to have under a 10.
It's supposed to be under 10?
Your BOD, I forget what it was, but it was high. It wasn't the end of the world. But if you actually look, my ammonia on the effluent was a 0.5, which is great because we've been failing ammonia for some time, from September, I even believe. So that's proof that I can get the plant, we can get it to pass. I have the biology, I have what we need. I just need to clean that tank. Otherwise, and then we can put that to bed.
Now, does that involve a hydrovac to get the last of the
You know,
stuff out?
they might be able to just do it with the pump truck.
Okay.
When we pumped it down, there's no sump in that tank. So I had no way of getting any further than the bottom of my volute on my pump.
Yeah.
So I only was able to get to, I remember because I was in it, it was there. Yeah.
The record show he's pointing to his ankle.
Are you
Yes.
sure that's the exact spot?
Yes, very, very much so. It wasn't that, it was higher than that when I got in, which was taller than my boots. But we were trying to squeegee it and clean it as much, and we got it really, really thick. But we need more equipment than even, than specialized equipment, basically, the trucks. Now, there is a 2-inch line that was there, must have been designed to put a pass-through to hook up to a pump truck to clean it out. So if we can get it as low as possible and then get in there, hook that up, and then for the final cleaning, that's what we should do, is squeegee that over and clean that up. Me and my guys would be more than happy to do that. We were doing it Saturday night, so. I guess what I'll do is get you a couple of quotes. I just think that we're gonna need, I'd love to use Savarese, but I don't know if they have the type of size of truck we need.
Right.
We'd need tanker trucks. Cook, Tam. Trying to think who else has larger tanker trucks. Cook, Tam, sure. What is the name of that big company?
Do we ever use
Virus
Earth
cert,
Care?
or-
Do we ever use Earth Care?
Earth Care, that's the one I'm thinking of,
We
Earth
used to
Care.
use them at the fire
Yes.
department, and we used to go out bid for them, and they used to give us the best bid.
Yeah.
I always just thought of them as septic haulers.
No, they have, Earth Care has
Has the bigger
yes,
stuff?
I used to use Earth Care a lot. They're the third person I couldn't think of.
Oh, okay.
In fact, they're probably the best on this side for the job. I think Tam's more expensive because they're on the other side.
They have big truck, they have tractor trailer trucks even.
Well, that's what he's talking
Yeah.
about, tractor trailers.
So what happens to that product when it's taken out of there? Do we reprocess it, or does it get sent out?
No, it has to be taken to a facility either to get pressed out or to,
So where would
Incinerate.
That's
it
gonna
be
be-
taken? Because ours right now goes to Naugatuck or somewhere.
that is, that's why you need like a cook. They have facilities that they take it to.
I see.
And
So that'll
process
be
it.
part of the estimate, not only,
Yeah, that's why you pay whatever you pay per gallon.
and that's for total removal.
That's, yeah.
How many gallons do you think we're dealing with?
Well, if I get it down to 3 feet or 4 feet, which I think I can do,
Yeah.
because I did do a test run on Monday, but it wound up eventually clogging up the filters because I couldn't go far enough. I still think you're talking about 12,000 gallons per foot. So 3 feet times 12,000 is 2436.
We're looking
I can
at a lot of
reprocess some of it without taking it off
That's the
site.
problem.
money. We're looking at a lot of money.
This is,
I mean, I'm a car wash and I'm familiar with pumping tanks. And man, that's a lot of gallons. Ooh,
Is this an issue where it's going to come to an emergency again?
Oh, yeah, certainly. It's been an ongoing issue that we've been struggling to fight at the plant with nightly call-outs just to get the filters running again. What I could suggest we maybe do then is get a rental price for a 5-inch pump that can move the water faster, and I can reprocess as much as possible, and then haul out less. We've also been pushing really hard to keep the digesters as empty and make room in all our tanks so that we could prep to do this without having to spend that much money on hauling. This goes back to, and Brian will talk about it, I'm sure, but this goes back to needing some kind of mixers or something in that tank so that this doesn't build up in that tank.
we never had this problem previously. Why all of a sudden is this, how did this happen?
Well, we've been talking for 2 years for needing to get it cleaned out.
But it wasn't at this point.
Well, it builds up over time if it's never cleaned out. We run other SBRs. We clean out that post-EQ tank once a year.
I guess
Do you
we-
want quotes, or?
Well, I think we'll
I
at least
guess
get
we have,
quotes.
we have to get quotes, and we'll have to see what we're gonna,
So if we get a couple of quotes for the removal,
Yeah.
and also a couple of quotes for your other idea of putting a pump in.
I think that if we got maybe a 5-inch pump, because what I used was a 3-inch pump with a hydraulic system, and that was able to move 300 or 400 gallons a minute, but by the time I got to the bottom of that tank, it wasn't moving that much because of the
The
hydraulic
lift.
profile,
yeah.
the head.
Okay, well, let's get some quotes, go from there.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Brian?
Mine's gonna be pretty short, because we talked about the shed house and ASPCA already, but
Right.
I guess for another thing we're working on is the I&I report. So we do have the flow meters in, these guys actually put them back in. Getting a lot of rain here, so
Yeah, might
I'm
as
hoping to
well.
get a much better, much better set of data for this year versus last
So
year.
now, how long do the batteries last in that? Because they've been in a while. I'm
They
hoping we're still
last-
collecting data.
I did it for every, I don't period of sleep here, but I think I have it, it takes a reading every 5 seconds, so they should last a couple of months or so.
But how long have they been in, Kyle? Can you,
A month and a half.
Yeah.
so we're getting to
I mean,
it.
it's definitely time to pull them again, I think, and check them. Get back
So
to
we're
them.
gonna get a lot more rain over this weekend, so I
Say-
would think that maybe next week, if we can pull
Pull
them
'em,
and
yeah.
download the data and then get them back in.
Yeah.
And if a battery does fail in one, you don't lose it, it just shuts off and you get the data
Right.
up to that point, so,
Okay,
yeah.
all right, well, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, other than that, we talked about shed house, we talked about ASPCA, that's really it on my list, so.
Okay. Does anybody have any
questions?
questions for Brian?
Short.
Good to see you.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
You're always on the little
I
box
know,
over
yeah.
here, you know? But, yeah, good to see you.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Appreciate it.
thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
I would just like to bring up one thing, because Christine had to do a lot of the re-levies, and just so everyone understands, so we have 34 customers that did not pay their bills, and so that went to re-levy, and to the amount of $62,816.07.
A lot of money.
Yes,
We fight this every year.
so
What was that dollar amount, I'm sorry?
$62,816.07.
And that's just village.
Oh, that's just village.
Yes, that doesn't include who's in
No, I wasn't
arrears
looking at
already for town.
addresses. Okay.
That's for the year.
Yeah, they get re-levied every May.
Okay.
And do these get turned over to the county at some point, and then we
They-
get
they were
reimbursed?
turned
They
over
already
last-
went.
Yeah,
They already went.
I
Yep.
had to send them last week
Ours has to be done now. Towns gets done in the fall.
in November.
So there'll be more re-levies for the town ones.
But we have some big accounts that are not paying, that, well, it's not on there, but
Oh,
the Grand doesn't pay for the entire year, and that's a huge amount of money. We're talking like,
And they just wait until
$30,000,
it gets...
$40,000 that we're just sitting waiting to collect from them every year. I mean, they're paying all these penalties on it, but
is there
we're still
something we
waiting on
can
it.
look into to figure this out and have a little more teeth or something to?
I'll take a look.
Okay.
And I was going to ask if that was village in town, and you beat me to the punch, so I will, I'll take a look and get back to you guys.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because this is an ongoing, I'm sure you have it with your water district, it's just an ongoing, this is just for sewer. Our next village board meeting will be, I will share with you all the water ones and all the garbage ones. So, it's a problem, and I don't know the solution, so I appreciate you looking into that, Danielle. So I just wanted to bring that up to everyone's attention. Is there anything else any of the commissioners want to bring
No,
up?
I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, well, hearing nothing, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, everyone.